This phone is quite underrated, but it packs one of the biggest camera sensors in any smartphone. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today we are talking about a pretty underrated phone. So this one is Sharp Aquos R7. And honestly, this phone is kind of crazy, but also very weird at the same time. So I have this device for pretty long now. I have been daily driving this device actually only for gaming purpose. So as a flagship device, the build quality, the specs, everything actually pretty top notch, and mainly the camera sensor. So it got 1-inch camera sensor, which I will talk about later in this video. So first of all, the design wise, it looks like a normal flagship, pretty slab phone, but it feels like tank actually. Quite heavy phone, and obviously it is glass and metal sandwich. It feels pretty premium, and the design is pretty much similar to all other devices of 2020 era. Nothing fancy about this design, but it has few features which are quite mind-blowing. It has a 6.6-inch OLED panel which is 120 Hz, but the touch response rate is 240 Hz, and this is actually one of the smoothest display I have ever used. I have used my Mi Pad 7 and 6. They got 144 Hz display, but those are not really smooth like this device. This display is actually crazy. It's really smooth. And another thing about this device is that it got one of the biggest fingerprint sensor. Obviously it is ultrasonic fingerprint and it works fine each and every time without any kind of issue. Under the hood, as I said, this is a flagship device, so it is running on Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. The processor is quite good, but it has issues. So I did run few benchmark to show you how good this processor is in 2026. So and to the benchmark, so it got around 1 million something, so around 1,054,000, which is decent score of this processor. And if you go with Geekbench, so the Geekbench score, so we are getting 1715 for single core score, and multi-core score is 3660, decent. And if you go to GPU section, so GPU score is around 5600. So that's what you are getting actually. So this device is running on stock UI, as it is actually Japanese variant of the device. You don't really get any international version of Sharp devices, so you do get a lot of Japanese stuff with these devices, but most of them actually you can remove. Anyway, this device is running on Android 14, as you can see here, and you will not get any more update on this device, and that is actually kind of one of the biggest downside of this device. And another thing is that you can't really unlock bootloader or flash a new custom ROM here, as there are not many people actually using this kind of devices, so you don't really get developer support for custom ROMs. As far as UI goes, obviously it is pretty stocky, so everything flies. You don't really get any hiccup or anything like that. Everything feels smooth, no issue at all. As I said, you do get a lot of features with this device. So here in the home applications part, you can choose home screen. So like Aquos Junior Home. So it looks something like this. There is another option. So Aquos Kantan Home. So this one looks like something like a feature phone. So there are few options, and here in the Aquos Tricks you get few other options. So like rich color technology. So here you get a lot of options for your display. HDR standard you can change, and few other things. High speed display, so you can choose which app should run on 120 Hz, or if you want to disable it, you can disable. Lock home photo shuffle, so you can select a bunch of photos and it will shuffle between them. Fingerprint sensor, so as I said, phone got one of the biggest fingerprint sensor. So if I go here, as you can see, it got pretty huge area. So as you can see here, we do get an option called two finger authentication, so we can turn it on and set up. So two finger is enabled. Now to do that, actually you have to enroll two finger first. So if you go to register section, as you can see here, I have already enrolled two fingers. It's quite easy to actually enroll finger. You don't really need to like put 2-3 times. You just go to add fingerprint and touch once and finish it, enroll the fingerprint, easy. And so now, as you can see, we can see two finger and unlock the device. And if you enroll the two finger, it will not unlock with one fingerprint, so you have to use both of them together to unlock. This feature is actually unique to Aquos device. I didn't really see this feature on any other devices. And here, as you can see, there is option called auto scroll, clip now, gaming menu, quick operation, and Aquos home, and many more actually, as you can see here. And you can take a screenshot pretty easily on this device just by pressing on the corner. So as you can see here, took the screenshot. And let me show you the auto scroll feature. So if you are on YouTube or somewhere else, if you like scrolling, so like if you are scrolling, it will show you an option here to auto scroll. So as you can see here, auto scroll is started. This is quite useful if you are like watching reels, and you can actually increase or decrease the speed. And also it is quite good feature for those who read ebooks. You don't really need to touch your phone to swipe between pages. And few other things which are quite good about this device is that, as you can see here, we do get a SIM card slot here. So this device is 5G supported device. You can use a single SIM here. Also, you can put a eSIM here. Another thing is that you can also put a SD card on this device. That's quite unique actually for a flagship device to have nowadays. You don't really get that feature. And another thing is that you do get 3.5mm headphone jack. That is also available here. And here you get a USB Type-C port, which is USB 3.0. Quite good. And other regular buttons and everything available. Now, in terms of camera, so as I said, this device got one of the biggest camera sensor on phones. So the camera sensor is actually 1-inch camera sensor, which also optimized by Leica. But at the same time, this is one of the worst device I have used in terms of camera. The camera sensor is actually pretty similar to what you get with Xiaomi Mi 13 Ultra, but this camera sensor actually optimized by Leica. This camera sensor is actually a 48 megapixel sensor. And there is another camera sensor which is ultra wide, and if you check the camera UI, it's pretty bare bone. So as you can see, pretty bare bone UI. You do get video mode and you can shoot up to 8K. As the camera sensor is pretty huge, you do get that support. So if you go to other section, and as you can see here, 8K video, and the video quality is also not really that good actually. And you can move between the lenses. You do get portrait option, manual photo, night mode, and other section. You do get slow-mo video, high resolution photo. If you want to take 48 megapixel picture, you can take, and manual video and HDR video. So the camera hardware is really good, but the optimization is really bad. So this is kind of a huge deal actually. You see, this phone got one of the biggest sensor, but still it can't even perform like a Pixel 2 XL actually in terms of camera quality. Pixel 2 XL still takes amazing photos, but this one, it's quite disappointing actually. The camera sensor is kind of useless on this device. So you should not buy this device just looking at the camera sensor, because it will disappoint you. And in terms of gaming, so as I said, this device got Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, and Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 known for its heating issue. This device gets hot each and every time. Even if you are watching videos, this device will get hot. But as far as gaming performance goes, you will get really good performance out of this device. And it also got stereo speaker support. So let me play NCS music.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll
go. So the speaker quality is decent, not really up to the level of flagship. That also going to disappoint you. And lastly, in terms of battery backup, so it has wireless charging. The battery is 5000 mAh, which will give you a decent battery backup. But as I said, the processor here is actually quite power hungry and the device gets hot. If you want to get one of these, you have to spend around $100 to $120. If you are looking for a device to game, I think you can go with this device. But as I said, this device gets hot and the performance not going to be that stable if it gets hot. So those things you have to be keep in mind if you're trying to get one. In terms of performance, it's not going to actually disappoint you. The camera performance is below average. Otherwise, this is actually a considerable phone within $100. So that's all about this device. Thank you very much for watching and I will see you in the next one.